I just found the easiest way to level a new character in World of Warcraft. So easy, any of you could do it too. This all started with a very stupid idea in my last video. What if I just flew around Azeroth to level? I did no quests, 0 dungeons, and didn't even fight a single mob. This was in the pre-patch and it took me nearly 2 months out of game with an in-game time of 23 minutes. Then in the comments I saw this. This is exactly what I was looking for. My eyes lit up like the house in Christmas Vacation. I thought, hey, maybe this would cut the run in half. Well, let me tell you, I had no idea what I was about to achieve. This entire leveling strategy relies on a racial that the Earthen get called Wide-Eyed Wanderer, as you can see. It increases XP gain from exploration by 200%. Keep in mind, I just made a 26-minute video all about my journey mid-maxing leveling with only exploration. I had all the best strats, tricks, and routes to abuse the hell out of this seemingly thrown-in racial. I can tell you that Earthen get 520 more XP than any other race exploring at level 10. I can tell you that I can get from level 69 to 70 in just 3 minutes or less. I can even tell you that this time, 3 hours and 22 minutes, is just the beginning, because I made multiple mistakes. But I'm gonna go over all that and explain how I accidentally found the best way to level a new character in World of Warcraft. It all started on my first Earthen. I made it and used the exact same strategy I used on a Void Elf. The results were already mind-blowing. It was literally leveling faster than I planned. My first attempt ended up at around 5 hours from level 10 to 70. This includes unlocking areas I didn't even use, like Shadowlands, and spending way too much time in the wrong zones. So I went to the drawing board and picked out a step-by-step plan to make this as efficient as possible. Step 1. Eliminating zones. Keep in mind this wasn't just to level as fast as possible. This was to level as fast as possible with restrictions. Any expansion that had an intro that I needed to find a way around or turn off XP to do was out. The first gone was Shadowlands, and thank God. Its intro was way too long, and even after skipping the mod there's just way too much RP. Zandalar and Coltiris both needed boats to get to, which would just slow me down, and my previous run showed me that I didn't even need all the zones in the game. In fact, I needed less than half. Pandaria, that could be left in. I just chose not to do it as again, I didn't need all the zones, and I would have to turn off XP because the Mage Tower portal doesn't work until you actually get to Pandaria. Which brings me to phase 2 of my plan. The route I was going to take. My journey starts in Northrend. After skipping the Earthen intro by just running past everything, I entered Legion Chromie time and took the Dalaran portal. Here is a very important part and big reason I chose Northrend first. Zones that are higher level than your character give more exploration XP, with the zones that are red to you giving the most, as long as you are 5 levels or lower than them. This means for level 10 to 11, Dragonflight is red and gave me over a level. Right next door is Zuldrak, which is a level 20 zone, so red until I hit level 16. I kept moving up the bracket. Each of the Storm Peaks, Ice Crown, and Crystal Song Forest were level 25 zones, thus red to me until level 21. In fact, there are so many level 20 to 30 zones that you can't even use them all if you tried. At least, using them to their maximum potential of being 5 levels or lower than them. While I was in Ice Crown, I hit the first milestone, level 20. Slash Played shows a time of 24 minutes and 41 seconds, a little over 2 minutes a level. After Northrend, I hit level 21, which was right on schedule and leads me to phase 3. Being Alliance puts me right next to 2 level 30 zones, Vashj'ir and a bit further, the Twilight Highlands. While Vashj'ir is nice because it's technically 3 zones in one area, the real workhorse was the Highlands. These 2 zones alone propelled me to level 25 and put me in the absolute perfect spot for phase 4 of my plan. Draenor is an absolute silver mine of experience. I say silver mine because it's not the fastest expansion we'll hit. It has multiple high discovery zones at varying levels. The 3 that we're really interested in are Spires of Iraq at level 30, Nagrand at level 35, and Tanaan Jungle at level 40. We get there at 25 just in time to have Spires of Iraq still be red. I also hit Frostfire Ridge and Shadow Moon Valley to propel myself to level 40. The higher level you are, the better XP bonus you get from red zones. In fact, the XP needed to XP per discovery ratio is like a bell curve. It starts low and gets to its worst around level 35 and 38. Then it gets absolutely ludicrous, as you'll see in a little bit. But in Frostfire Ridge, I hit level 30 at 1 hour and 5 minutes. See, it's getting a bit slower, but not for long. The Eastern Kingdoms this time of year are absolutely beautiful, and the perfect way to bridge the gap to reach the next leveling bracket that I needed. You see, some zones in Legion are level 45 minimum, so my target was level 40 in Phase 5. I may have overdone it because I timed my Hearthstone wrong by 8 minutes, but perhaps this was a blessing in disguise. My time to level 40 was 1 hour and 43 minutes. But that was the hurdle of the bell curve. You'll see now that we are in Phase 6. Holy smokes, Batman. Alright, let's get some trivia in here. There are 6 zones in Legion that are viable for exploration. In fact, one of them, the Broken Shores, is basically half a zone. How many levels do you think I got from Legion leveling zones? I started at level 42 because of the Hearthstone oopsie, just so you know. But first we have to turn off XP. I wouldn't want to ruin my no quest challenge now, would I? The Broken Shore and Suramar are the last red zones that I used in this run. But they were basically orange because I was only 3 levels below them. Still a bonus to XP, but not as much as it could have been. Then the XP really started rolling in. "13 levels. I got a whole 13 levels from basically 5.5 zones. It was absolutely ludicrous, and this is the gold mine of the run. By the way, my level 50 time was 2 hours and 13 minutes. That's only 30 minutes since level 40, nearly faster than my time from level 10 to 20, and after Suramar, I wasn't even getting any bonus XP from being underleveled. This was raw exploration and an earthen curiosity. I brought that curiosity into Phase 7, which is another bridge. Heading to Kalimdor, I was gunning for level 60, but my progress actually got slowed down here because of a glitch. Alright, so what I think happened here can be contributed to server lag. It caused a glitch that wouldn't update the map. I could have just continued to play it out, but I wanted to fix it. But reloading the game actually made things even worse, as for some reason I started getting less XP than before. Not only that, but I lost momentum and had to run on the ground to build up my stamina bar. Overall, I lost about 5 minutes to this at worst. The fix was simple though, I just had to leave Uldum. But Uldum is a treasure trove of exploration experience, so it was actually a pretty big loss. It didn't stop me from getting to level 60 though, with a total play time of 2 hours and 42 minutes. Which brings us to our final phase, Outland. You can do the math. The final 10 levels only took 40 minutes. I flew all over Outland, knocking out Nagrand, Zangra, Netherstorm, etc., and hit a blissful level... Wait a second. That's not level 70. Wait. I know how to fix this. How poetic. Back where it all began just 3 hours ago. At this point, I was caught up in how successful this leveling strategy was and missed the obvious play of going to the Grizzly Hills. So another bit of time lost there, but in the end, it doesn't matter. I still hit level 70 in 3 hours and 22 minutes. In fact, you guys could hit it just as fast as well. I didn't do anything crazy here. All of this is accessible to the average WoW player like me. I accidentally found this, and if this was an accident, I'm sure you guys could beat my time. Which is what I encourage you to do. This started as a dumb idea that has grown into something greater. Feel free to beat this, I want to see it done. Heck, do my challenge. No XP from quests, dungeons, or mobs. Just exploration. We can maybe even turn this into its own speedrun category, that would actually be pretty cool. And I'm just saying this, but the current world record for leveling is 2 hours and 45 minutes. My second attempt shaved off a whole 2 hours from my first try. I think I can actually beat the world record with this, and if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe. I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers because of my previous video, and I thank all of you who supported me and watched it. But most importantly, this run needs a name. What should I call my exploration leveling speedrun? Give me your best name ideas in the comments. And if you want to see how absolutely ludicrous this is compared to all the other races in World of Warcraft, go watch my old video because it explains it in much more detail. However, I do have one concern about all this. What am I going to do with all these hunters?